everybody around there.
Do you guys have a copy of the speaker?
How you doing, sir?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
We taught our class.
Test. Good? Everybody good?
I'm 2nd Regiment, 4th.
Guy, can you do it?
6th Regiment, 4th Battalion, 3rd Legion.
Test. 1, 2, 3, test.
Mic check, how we sounding? Good. I'd like to start by saying good morning and welcome to all of the media on this occasion. Contract Air 2020. Fire Captain Ron Harrelson, Public Information Officer, Los Angeles County Fire. Speakers coming up. You will have an opportunity once they're all finished to ask questions. We have one of our Public Information Officers with a microphone in the audience, if you will, available to you guys to ask your questions. One quick note, for safety reasons and due to COVID, unlike last year where we had a lot more access to the aircraft and to our pilots and personnel, we're going to be restricted with that, so please be understanding. But we'll work with you and try to get you the best shot possible. This occasion is definitely for you guys as well. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started, and it is an honor to introduce the County of Los Angeles, 5th District, Supervisor Kathrine Barger.
Well, good morning. It is truly an honor for us to welcome for the 27th year the Superscoopers here to Los Angeles County. As you know, with increasingly dangerous fires and record-breaking heat in Southern California, fire safety is at the forefront of all of our minds. We can anticipate any fires that arise will be intense, so we need top-of-the-line resources, which is what we have here today. With the guidance of Fire Chief Daryl Osby, our county fire department leads the nation in its ability to manage wildfires, and I am truly proud of our department. I'm especially grateful for their service in my fire-prone district. Just a few weeks ago, Los Angeles County firefighters, partnering with the National Forest Service, were battling a 31,000-acre blaze in the Angeles National Forest. It swept through Lake Hughes community quickly and aggressively. The lake fire wreaked havoc of extreme heat with temperatures as high as 111 degrees and extra dry terrain as a result of little rain this winter. Thanks to the expertise of our firefighters, all lives were spared, but it took long nights to wage against the first major fire of the year. It is a sure sign that the Superscoopers couldn't have come fast enough. We are so glad they're here to help in the coming months with any fires that we may face. Our fire department maintains an impressive arsenal equipment of resources, the best of which are highly trained, world-class personnel standing over there. With high temperatures and gusty winds most of the year, fire season isn't simply restricted to just a few months. It is a daily battle. The Board of Supervisors is proud to support the fire department with additional resources annually to supplement their own aerial firefighting fleet. For years, our county has partnered with Quebec to utilize 2 Superscoopers, which are instrumental in the battle against large-scale wildfires. We are immensely grateful for this long-standing relationship with Quebec. These impressive scoopers bring the extra muscle when we need it most, and have been repeatedly proven to be well worth the price we pay. Thanks especially to the county fire department and the brave men and women who work valiantly every day to save our lives and property, further made possible by our partners in Quebec. We are grateful to everyone for their support and collaboration. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Daryl Osby, Fire Chief of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, and I would like to thank the media and the audience for officially joining us today to welcome back the Superscoopers to Los Angeles County and Southern California. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and appreciate my appreciation on behalf of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, our appreciation for the board chair and supervisor of the 5th District, the Honorable Kathrine Barger, and also Catherine Fortin, the Director of Public Affairs and Government Relations from the Government of Quebec in Los Angeles. As you understand and recognize that public safety is a team effort as it relates to the fire department, the supervisors in Quebec, doing all that we can to keep our communities safe. I would also like to acknowledge, without the support of the Board of Supervisors, and once again, particularly our Honorable Supervisor Kathrine Barger, we like to also thank her and the board. This year, just in time, we're unveiling 2 new Firehawks to our arsenal that are in operation for this year's fire season. As you can see, so far, as it relates to 2020, we've already had a very busy fire season in conjunction with being in the midst of a global pandemic of COVID-19. Just the past few months, as you can see, as it relates to the beginning of this fire season in Los Angeles County, we've had several major fires, including the Soledad, the Lake, and the Ranch 2 fires. And as I stand here and speak to you at this moment, we have hundreds of firefighters and crew members that are currently in Northern California, helping them with the numerous fires that occurred in Northern California, primarily due to lightning strikes and dry vegetation. And as you can see from the media up there, we've had record-breaking fires in relation to the size of fires that have occurred in Northern California. They've also had high heat and challenging situations as it relates to their fires. As we recognize here in Southern California, particularly in Los Angeles County, we're coming to the end of a hot, dry summer. As mentioned earlier, we're going to have another heat wave coming up this weekend into the early next week with triple digits, and that's normal for this time of the year. Unfortunately, as it relates to our department, we do long-term forecasting as it relates to the weather, and from now through December, our projections indicate that the temperatures will be above normal, that the precipitation will be drier than normal, and starting in October through December, we're projecting that we're going to have more wind events than normal, and wind events are the Santa Ana winds. So in preparation for that, the Los Angeles County Fire Department has been working with the other local departments, the state and federal partners to ensure that we're ready, that during these periods of high fire danger, our department will have additional staffing around the other county to ensure that we have a quick and fast response. The Superscoopers behind me are here just in time. It's very critical from our objectives as it relates to fires. Number one is the prevention of fires. Over 90% of fires are created by humans. So prevention is the key. But once a fire does occur, then it's our objective to have a robust response to these fires with aircraft, fire engines, and crews. From our estimation, the first 20 to 30 minutes of these fires is critical in relation to getting water on these fires, and primarily that happens from our aircraft. So our Superscoopers are able to drop 1,600 gallons of water a piece on these fires. The Superscoopers are able to drop 1,600 gallons a piece of these fires on tandem. When they fly in tandem, it's 3,200 gallons. And our new Firehawks are able to drop over 1,000 gallons per drop. It's our objective as the Los Angeles County Fire Department and all fire departments in this region to keep small fires from becoming large. In conclusion, I will say this, as it relates to our aircraft, our firefighters, and our team, which we have an outstanding team in the Los Angeles County Fire Department, from our firefighters to our pilots, to our chief officers, to our crews, to our mechanics and the entire team. But with that team, we cannot do it by ourselves. We need the cooperation of our citizens and our communities. So I just want to have 3 more tips in conclusion before I leave. Tip number 1 is to download our Ready, Set, Go wildfire action plan. You can get that from the Los Angeles County website at fire.lacounty.gov. It's critical that you have good, proper preparation prior to an incident. Number 2 is to ensure that you have proper brush clearance. Check again. Defensible space is important for our fire crews to get in there and protect your home. Or in some instances, we don't have enough fire trucks to put in every home. And then the third thing is to not fly drones around wildfires. We've had numerous situations in the past where drones have impacted our ability to fly our aircraft. Unfortunately, in Northern California, and no different here in Southern California, we've had some fatalities during wildland fires. Unfortunately, we have citizens that don't heed to our evacuation orders. It's important that when firefighters or law enforcement officers say evacuate. Our data shows that most people that have died during wildfires have died because they failed to evacuate early. Also, for people that have large animals, recognize you need additional time to evacuate. And then also recognize this year with our firefighters and our pilots and all of our crews, we've been dealing with COVID-19, with social distancing and facial coverings to keep ourselves safe. But it's important that when you plan your evacuation, that you have multiple locations planned if you have to evacuate, because some of our evacuation centers might not be able to accommodate everybody because of social distancing in relation to COVID-19. So in conclusion, on behalf of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, stay safe, and we will do all that we can do on behalf of our department to protect your communities and life.
Supervisor Barger, Chief Osby, membres de l'équipage, members of the press, good morning, bonjour. Yesterday morning, on September 1st, the 2 CL-415 Superscoopers behind me, along with 12 highly experienced pilots and maintenance technicians from Quebec, began their 27th yearly mission in Los Angeles County. is certainly a most unusual year, but I am honored and grateful to be speaking to you today on Superscooper Media Day, an activity that we look forward to every year. This day is a great opportunity for us to welcome the Quebec crews and to salute their service, expertise, and leadership, as well as that of the Los Angeles County Fire Department. It is also an occasion to highlight the strong, long-standing ties between the governments of Quebec and Los Angeles County. As representatives from Quebec and from the county worked over the past few years to finalize the details of the planes and crew's arrival, it was clear that this partnership is extremely important to both parties. I heard more than once how the Quebec crews are considered an integral part of the Los Angeles County Fire Department family, and the Quebec personnel is proud to be a part of this mission year after year and to make a difference for this county. Every year since 1994, Quebec has leased 2 of its CL-415 Superscoopers to Los Angeles County during the most active months of the fire season, typically from September to December. Along with the planes, our highly trained and experienced CL-415 pilots are deployed. They are able to navigate the aircraft, often through strong winds, to collect water from the open sea or from reservoirs, and to drop 1,600 gallons of water onto a fire site before going back to the water to zoom in again. The government and the people of Quebec are very proud that our crew members, using an aircraft developed and manufactured in Quebec, can provide this critical support to the Los Angeles County Fire Department in battling people of Quebec are very proud that our crew members, using an aircraft developed and manufactured in Quebec, can provide this critical support to the Los Angeles County Fire Department in battling dangerous and fast-moving fires. I also want to highlight that today, 60 firefighters left Quebec for Northern California to fight active fires in the Plumas National Forest, as part of a mission coordinated by the Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Center. In what is already, unfortunately, a devastating fire season here in California, we hope that all firefighting personnel will be safe and successful in completing their critical mission. Osby as instructions and encourage everyone to pay close attention to official announcements and to obey evacuation orders. Please stay safe. Thank you.
Could you say and spell your name and your title for us?
Yes.
Please.
My name is Kathrine Barger, ANNE CATHERINE, Briand, BRIAND FORTIN, and I'm the Director of Public Affairs and Government Relations at the Quebec Government Office in Los Angeles.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll take questions now. We have Inspector Narvaez, who has a microphone, and we'll direct questions to our speakers. We like to keep them all to each specific speaker if we can while they're up here. So we'll have Supervisor Barger would come up, and if we had questions for her, we could all answer them.
Captain, I just wanted to find out if there's a chance to talk to a pilot. If we can get some sort of an overview from a pilot, either LA County Fire or Quebec, that can talk to us a little bit about these missions.
Yes, we'll, once we break out from here, we'll have a pilot available for you.
Okay, then
We'll
if
set that up.
That being the case, then, and either to Madam Chair Barger or to Chief Osby, can they give us an overview of kind of the cost savings or what the cost expenditure is for this program? And why is it that, and no offense to our neighbors up north, but why aren't we using Superscoopers like in the Angeles National Forest that were closer, the ones out of Victorville? Can you just explain a little bit about the benefits of this program?
Sure, stand by.
All right, once again, Daryl Osby, Fire Chief. Thank you for that question. The question was about the cost and the leasing of the Superscoopers. We've done a lot of work in relation to the relationship that we have with Quebec, and we lease these Superscoopers for a little over $3 million a year. Our budget allows us to go up to $4 million if the fire season goes beyond December. Anything above and beyond that will need approval from the Board of Supervisors. Our assessment and analysis shows that that's a very cost-effective way to use the Superscoopers. We do have agreements with the state of California to use their aircraft on state lands as it relates to our wildland fires. As mentioned earlier by the question, there are other Superscoopers. There are other Superscoopers in the region that are on federal contract or they're with contracts with private entities. And when we did an assessment, those agreements are way more costlier if we use those contracts to the federal government or to other private entities and have a direct relationship with the country of Quebec. That's why we use the Superscoopers via the relationship that we have right now for over the last 27 years.
I need to follow up to this particular question.
Chief, okay, all that said, but you just bought 2 new Firehawks also. Do you ever see the day where you won't need to do this anymore? If you're purchasing, even in your own handout, you said it was more cost effective to have Firehawks than to have Superscoopers.
I think that when you look at the difference between the Firehawks and the Superscoopers, naturally the Firehawks that we have are more versatile. We can use them year-round for smaller incidents or quick responses. They're also an all-risk tool that we use for technical rescues. But when we get into this time of the year as it relates to our wind-driven fires after a long, dry summer, from my professional perspective and most fire professionals, it's important to have as many tools in the toolbox as possible. That's why I mentioned earlier when I spoke the first 20 to 30 minutes of a wildland fire, particularly when they're wind-driven, is to get as much water on them as possible. So the combination of having our Sikorsky's and our Superscoopers is a good combination to meet that objective.
Well, no one's going to ask, and my only follow-up to that is that my question was, if you ever see the day that you don't need these anymore because you bought 2 new Firehawks, do you anticipate buying more resources or more apparatus for your department so you don't have to keep leasing?
As it stands right now, and you think about the environment and the last several years in the state of California, every year we keep having larger and larger wildfires. So unless there's a climate change and we get more rainfall, we're at the end of a 7-year drought. So we have a lot of fuels in our region, on top of a lot of live fuels from the recent rains we had this spring. So for the foreseeable future, I still see the need to have the Sikorsky helicopters and the Superscoopers. Now, if there's some significant change in the climate, we will reassess that then. But for the foreseeable future, I think based on my professional expertise and our data, that we need both aircraft in our arsenal to protect our communities.
Thank you, Chief.
questions out
Then I
there.
do have a question then. I hate to do that,
Do you remember the Chinese Olympics? Up in the air, they had these huge displays of drones that flew in patterns, and there was hundreds of them
Oh,
up
that's
there.
right. Yeah, I do remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Now, why can't we build a fleet of aqua drones? We have manufacturers here, and these aqua drones would be placed around the state with water, and when we get a fire, the dispatcher could send that fleet of aqua drones to get ahead of that fire and stop it, because we all know the wind blows
Yeah.
it fast.
Well, we're always exploring new technologies,
Right.
and so we'll definitely take that in consideration and explore it and see what we can do in relation to keeping our community safer.
It might work. It
Yeah,
might work, because
absolutely.
I've seen those fires in Acton. When the wind gets them,
Yeah.
they just race across the mountains.
Okay. Well, we have an equipment development committee that's always looking forward, doing forward thinking.
Sure.
So I'll make sure they address that.
Sure.
Okay.
You tell them the idea for aqua drones comes from Acton,
Got-
and they'll say, "Where is
Got it.
Acton?"
Well, we know where that is. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Es muy importante que nos acompañen los Superscoopers a nosotros cada año. Los bomberos del condado de Los Ángeles uno de ellos
Thank you for
Once a
taking.
year I get to see him here. I knew you'd be here.
This is where we first met.
Yep. Yep. With Mike Antonovich. Yep.
How are you doing?
Good. I'm excited. This is the 27th year. And as you know, being up in your neck of the woods,
Right.
we need it now more than ever.
Yes.
And with the high, heat coming this weekend and just how dry it is,
Yes.
it's important. And so I'm very, very grateful to Quebec for once again partnering with us. And then we've got the 2 new Firehawks here.
Yes.
So I think that, I hope we don't need them, but better to need them, or have them and not need them than need them and not have them.
Yeah, well, it's a great program, and we have benefited from it several times. So on behalf of the community, thank you very much.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. Thank
You-
you for trekking down here. But it's always exciting. This year, a little different because of COVID, so we can't go in them.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think you've been in them in the past, so you
I have.
get a flavor for it. But the pilots are incredible,
Yeah.
highly skilled, and so we're really honored.
Yeah, good, thank you. Uh-huh.
Thank you. It's good seeing you.
Say hi to Mike if you see
I
him.
will. I sure will.
Did his wife get better?
She's still waiting. She's still on the list for the transplant. Still,
Huh?
yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So
Tell him hi from
I
Acton.
will. I will. You take care.
Yeah, bye-bye.
So this particular agreement has been in place for 27 years. This is going to be a 7th consecutive year that our 2 CL-415 and our pilots, as well as our maintenance technicians, come to Los Angeles County to provide support to the fire county department to fight a lot of the fires that are very fast moving and very dangerous. So we're very grateful to be able to support the county.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your help. So where's all the guys, all the firefighters from Canada? Are they here today?
Some of them are here. I think some of them went inside. There's the pilot chief.
Where you go? They're wearing the uniform.
White shirt.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So you live here in the United States, or you live here?
I do live here in the U.S.
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Beside hot. Does Quebec lease Superscoopers to other places besides California?
So we do have mutual assistance agreements within Canada. So we do send the Superscoopers and the crews to other provinces, sometimes to other states,
Uh-huh.
and sometimes to the US. So the Superscoopers, once the fire season in Quebec is over, then they become available, and if agreements are put in place, then we are happy to elsewhere to support our neighbors and our allies.
And the fire season in Quebec, it's not now?
No, the fire season in Quebec is earlier, so throughout the summer, but now it's pretty much unlike here, unfortunately, where the fire season is pretty much.
I see. Well, thank you very much for coming. Yeah, okay. This will be up on YouTube, so you can check it on YouTube and see how you did. Can I ask you a couple questions? Good.
We met last year.
Yeah, we did last year, sure. How many pilots do you bring?
Altogether, this year would be about 40 pilots. Altogether, but on rotations, like not all of them at the same time.
I see. 45, wow.
About 40, I would say. It's by rotation.
And they all stay down here the whole time?
They will stay here 30 days in a row. Every month we will get replacement.
How much water do you get out of the ocean on these fires? Very much?
Yeah, the same, 1,600.
But I mean...
1,600 gallons, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
13,000 pounds.
But is it easier to get it out of the lakes or reservoirs?
It depends on everything. It depends on the length of the reservoirs. It depends on the conditions. It depends on the winds of the. We have some kind of best spots. Easy spots. Castaic Lake is one of the easy best spots for us because it's large enough. It's not too. Water doesn't come too agitated. When you go over the sea, at times it might be too agitated for us to go. It's not often though, but most of them can do it pretty easily.
I see. And now, if a young person wants to become a pilot for the Superscooper, what do they have to do?
He has to learn.
Have to fly first, I guess.
Then he has to fly float planes for many years. I would say up to between 5 to 10 years, flying float planes.
Okay, these are we would call pontoon planes.
Any kind of float planes.
Float plane.
Be able to deal with changing situations of landing and taking off out of the lakes, because the lakes are always changing. It's not like going on a runway when the runway is always the same. The lakes are never
the same.
Winds, bottoms, rocks, and everything.
And then that pilot has to apply. This is kind of like a special
endorsement, so they have to get trained. After a while, they have to get trained. Aircraft, and after a while, after a couple of seasons, maybe up to 5 seasons as a co-pilot, they might get a
I see, sure.
A captain job. But the captains and co-pilots are pretty much pretty much the same, same background on these. All the co-pilots will eventually become a captain.
Yeah.
Because they have the experience for it.
So, and this, I would presume that this position would be something sought for, something that a pilot would like to do.
Yeah, it depends, because it's not all the people like this way of life where you work a lot in summertime and then in wintertime you're more or less on the quiet side of the job. But some of the people live quite good with it and they like this kind of life.
And the pay is good?
Well, we can make a living out of it.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you, sir, very much, and thanks for coming to take care of us.
Thanks, too.
Okay?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.